Hello YouTubers, welcome to my channel Try It Yourself, and today's project, your home shower faucet is dripping. That's what I have. This is 20 years old faucet and I have Delta, and if you are Delta owner, here's a few important things that could save you a little bit of money, or maybe potentially a lot of money. So in case if you didn't know, Delta is actually offering lifetime warranty on the original owner. So I am original owner of this faucet. I built this house, so 20 years ago this faucet was installed in my house. So I basically have a coverage for the O-rings and even the chrome covering, or whatever the covering you have. But the covering, this is actually a little bit tricky. If you're owner of the Delta and you just bought a new one, as you can see, mine already lost some shine. It doesn't look basically like new. Again, this is 20 years old, but because I was using some regular cleaners that were not supposed to scratch it. For example, stuff like this, it says scrub free total bathroom cleaner plus foaming, blah blah blah. Stuff like this is not qualified. So if you get the new Delta faucet and you want to keep that lifetime warranty, you're just gonna need to go on their website to see what kind of cleaners you can use on this faucet. So in case you will use the shine, it still will qualify for the warranty. But in my case, they offer me replacement with a 25% discount. Well, I obviously didn't go for that. But anyway, the information that you're gonna need is basically located right here. It's a serial number. I don't know if it's gonna be, you're gonna be able to see it. It's actually located right here, right under the, in my case this is 1400 series, so it's a little bit, you're gonna need to find an angle. So you're gonna need to provide this series number, and in my case this is Delta monitor right here, Delta monitor, and series is 1400 series. That's what mine is. And then again, it's not a lot of money. The O-rings, it depends where you're gonna buy it, cost like $5-6, but it's still money. If you have a few of those in the house, it adds up. So anyway, so that's the information if you are owner of the Delta, original owner. That's the key part. If you bought a house with this installed, you're not qualified for this warranty. But if you're original owner, or you replaced yourself and you bought a new one, you are qualified for lifetime warranty as long as you have it, if you're original buyer of the Delta faucet. So the first thing you do before you start actually disconnected the faucet itself, or disassembling, you need to disconnect or turn off the water. So make sure you do that wherever you are. I live in my personal house, have the water pump, so I need to turn it off that first before I can proceed. So you have a few options. If you live in the house like I do, you have a few options. Either just to turn the pump off, but then still you have a full tank of water. So the easiest way is actually to just main shut off valve, and that's it. And you need to just like drain a few, open a few faucets to let the water out from the pipes, so that way you can work with the replacing parts. So the first thing you do right here, if you look inside the handle, there is an Allen wrench hole. You're not going to be able to see it because it's been so old, and I'm not exactly sure what size of this Allen wrench, but normally if you install it or somebody installed it, part of the set, they usually keep it close for you right there in the kitchen. Or if you don't have somebody else installed it for you and you don't have it, I mean, I'm sure you can find it if you have a set, one of those, I'm not exactly sure if it's a metric or a standard, but that's where you find the hole for your Allen wrench, and you just loosen up a screw over there. But before I begin, you want to drain the rest of the water. Okay, so rest of the water is out, and now we can unscrew this. Yeah, if you didn't, this is my second time, so it's already loose. Usually you just loosen up. You don't have to screw all the way out, and you can slide the handle out just like that. And that's the main mixture over here. Then you just slide this cover off of it. There is this O-ring, the big one, that stays over there. Remove this cap. The next part is a little bit tricky. You gotta ideally take one of those strap wrenches. I mean, you don't really want to go with the pipe wrench or anything like that to damage it over here, because like a pliers or whatever, some kind of stuff that have a teeth, you might like either squeeze it too much or something. So ideally you want to have something like this, so you have like a grab around this knot over here all the way around. So it looks something like that. There you go. So just not too much force, but then again, you really you don't wanna ruin this knot over here, bend it or whatever, pinch it or whatever else you can do. So you remove the knot just like that. Okay, it's a little bit again, this is not a new one, so you're gonna have a little stuff over here. And if you're just replacing the O-ring, so when you're gonna put it in, you don't have to worry about that. You can put it in one spot, because there is a guide. There's only one way to put it. But if it's stuck over here, not coming out, obviously because there's another O-ring inside, there is one hole over here on one side, another one over here on the other side. So you can use, and probably maybe a third one on this side. No, see, there's another guide on this side, and you just have two holes to stick your plier in there, to wedge it out, to pry it out. So you just take your plier, screwdriver over here, and gently try to pry it out. There's a little suction over here. Rest of the water. Just gonna go back and forth. Last time I did it, it was a few years ago, so after you let it out, just wiggle it out just like that. It's basically holding on this another O-ring on the inside. So just like that. Now in my case, I have a softener and filter in my house, so I don't really have to do this. But if you don't, what Delta Faucet people recommend at this point, turn the water for a little bit to shoot whatever garbage might stuck in there in the pipe, to clear out, push it out before actually you can reassemble the faucet back together. So what you're doing next is basically taking this part, twist it counterclockwise right here, and that's what you're replacing, this two O-rings. If you're gonna see it, mine wore out just a little bit, like on one side, and O-rings, every time you can actually take the O-ring out, and there's a spring. So normally you replace both of them, because sometimes O-ring is fine, but the spring is not pushing it hard enough. So usually when you buy a kit, it looks like that. You have spring and those grommets O-rings at the same package. So right here you can buy one of those kits. I got one because I wasn't like nearby in Lowe's. I paid for this one like $4 or something like that, and this one is for the Delta, Peerless, and Glacier base. So I guess this is universal. You can use it in a few of those. If you have like a whole bunch of them, you could buy a like a multi-pack. You could save money actually doing that. So what you do, I got two springs tied up together, but if you look on the spring, it's actually one side is wider than another one right here, if you're gonna look at it this way. So you always put the wider side right here in the hole, and then you put the grommet or the O-ring just like that. Make sure it's not chewed up on the side, it's actually sit out evenly. Like that. And you just, there's a guide in there, stick it, reassemble, and that's it. And you put it back together. You want to clean it up maybe a little bit if it's like my thing has a little something over here. So we're gonna wipe it off, and then you slide it in there. Again, it's a little tight over here, so you gotta wiggle when you're gonna push it inside. Looks like it could be a little bit trickier to stick it inside. Oh, because I didn't lock it up well enough. There you go. If you clean it up, actually goes in just like that. Super easy. And now you just retrace your step. Tie up this knot over here. This O-ring over here. I'll take that wrench again. Out of the way. it up. Just like that. This inside O-ring gonna slide out. Slide it just like that. Replace the handle. Tie up this Allen wrench screw. Just like that, that's how you do it. And before you open that main valve in your basement or whatever it is, make sure you turn it on, because you have a little bit of air trap inside the pipe. You don't want the extra pressure on the pipe. So open this faucet, maybe a few other ones, to let the air out of the system. And that's it. That's how you replace the O-rings in your shower. If this video was helpful for you, please give me a like and subscribe to this channel. And if you have a project like that, good luck. Nothing to be scared about.